People often ask us about the effectiveness or value of attending networking events and frequently admit that they have struggled to establish a tangible return on investment from the effort. However, success can be yours if you execute the right approach. This approach will require both a marketing strategy and a sales plan. Your marketing plan will involve researching the event, bringing business cards or marketing collateral that you might like to share with others, and so on. This session will focus on your sales plan and setting the right goals, both for activities and results. The best sales plan will enable you to interact with a sufficient number of people, quickly identify the prospects or the influencers. Those are the people who may not be decision makers, but who might be able to refer you to decision makers or in some way impact decision making. And of course, the best sales plan will include setting up proactive post-event activities, such as appointments, lunch meetings, social media connections, or scheduled phone calls with prospects and influencers. And as we'll discuss, the key to success will be this type of proactive follow-through. When attending a networking event, what is our key objective? This is an easy question, right? Because we know that the key objective when attending a networking event is simply to meet new prospects. But how many new prospects? And how will we find them? And what if they don't want to speak with us? And what's the best way to handle the people we meet that are not prospects or influencers? How can we make the event more productive? Pretty good questions, wouldn't you say? So with this key objective in mind, and these two key questions in mind, let's consider another one. How can we efficiently interact with the people that we don't know at a networking event and identify the right people so that we can achieve our goals of meeting new prospects? But have we set specific goals? As previously asked, how many prospects are we hoping to meet? Should this definition of our success be subjective? And what should we be saying or asking as we interact with others? How can we get people to stop and speak with us? Or even better, how can we get the right people to stop and speak with us? Wouldn't it be nice if all the prospects at the event just wore green hats? And if our competitors all wore black hats? And the influencers all had red ones? But of course this won't happen. And aside from the people we already know, everyone else will look the same. Clearly, we'd be much happier if we had set just a few specific goals, a strategy for how we'd approach attendees as they pass by, and how we'd proceed once they stop to speak with us. So let's start with our results goals. The first step is to do a situational analysis. This will involve estimating the number of people you think might attend the event, how many of those people you think you might already know, and then reasonably, how many prospects or influencers do you think will attend the event? Second, based on those estimates, set very specific goals for the number of prospects or influencers you hope to meet, and also the number of follow-up activities you hope to schedule. These goals should be reasonable and attainable. For example, if you anticipate 20 prospects or influencers will attend a 1.5-hour networking event, setting a goal of trying to meet 2 or 3 is very reasonable, and setting up 1 or possibly 2 follow-up activities is very reasonable. It does us no good to set goals that we can't attain. Now that we've set results goals, let's make our activity goals an action plan. First, with the results goals clearly in mind, we should closely manage the amount of time we spend with people we already know. Remember, the key objective is to meet new prospects. Next, we must strategically interact with many of the people there that we don't know. The best interaction plan will involve asking questions rather than making a sales pitch. The most effective questions will be open-ended in style and will enable us to quickly qualify each person with whom we interact. That is, to determine if they are a prospect or influencer. If they are not, we should politely move on. And if they are, we should then ask a few more questions, confirm what we've learned, present a very brief value proposition, and then do our best based on what we've learned to schedule the next step. Consider that a networking event is not the best place to make a sales presentation, and the scheduling of the next step will bring the conversation to a natural close. In other words, our move-on strategy. We should continue working our plan in this fashion until we've achieved our goals. A couple of other things we can do to improve our effectiveness. First, arrive at the networking event about 15 minutes early. This will significantly increase our ability to interact one-on-one with potential prospects or influencers. Second, if the event involves a meal and a presentation, do our best to select a table at which we don't already know the other people. So if you'd like to heighten your communication awareness level and your ability to communicate more strategically so that you can more positively impact those with whom you work and associate, then you might like to review the courseware at the Paul Charles & Associates Academy of Excellence. Here's a quick list of benefits. Online registration is fast and easy. Or call us today if you'd like more information.